Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on in and sit on down. It's finally spooky season! We get to finally be immersed in all the horror films and cheesy nonsense the film industry has given us. And let me tell you something. There's nothing I love more than B-horror films. Stuff that's dirt cheap. It makes no sense. Usually when people are done watching it, they're like, how was that possibly made? How did that get funding? And a lot of the time, people make these movies with no budget. So I have a question for you. Do you like movies that star old men that you can't really understand a single word that they're saying? Do you like, movies with nice titties and sweet monsters? Well, you're in luck, because today we're talking about one of my favorite B-horror films, Dagon. This is a movie all about Lovecraftian fish people. Spoilers. If you like stories about fish people, you're in the right place. But to truly get in the mind of a fish, I first must become a fish. And I think I'll do that now. Much better. Oh, God. Feels nice being in my fishy form. Dagon's a movie that came out in 2001. It's directed by one of my favorite directors, Stuart Gordon, which if you've ever seen Reanimator, From Beyond, fucking Dentist, any of these kind of old classic B-horror films, you'll know that this guy's a goddamn legend. The movie itself was adapted from H.P. Lovecraft's short story, The Shadow over Innsmouth. The only real difference is that the film takes place off the coast of Spain in the seaside town of Imboca. You might be like, oh, Imboca, that's kind of a strange name. Well, don't worry, they say it a million fucking times, so you'll never forget it.
Imboca, Imboca. Imboca, Imboca, Imboca.
It's going to be embedded into your goddamn brain by the time you finish this movie. Let me take you into the depths of this film, where it first starts off with a little scuba diver going down and getting attacked by a topless mermaid. Which, I mean, come on. If your movie doesn't start like that, you're failing already. Especially for a horror film. If you don't have some titties in the first, 5 minutes, what are you doing? Come on. My boy Stuart Gordon knows how to do it right. But after this miraculous mermaid fight, you find out that it was just a dream. Don't you love when movies do that? Oop, sorry, just a dream. And he wakes up, he's sitting there, looks like Ben Shapiro. Our main character looks like Ben Shapiro. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there right now. He looks like Ben Shapiro. He kind of sounds like him too. Little mousy, kind of,
There are two possibilities.
Put this P word right in your face.
Or it keeps going down, and then there are two possibilities.
That's what our main character sounds like. He sits there, he's got a hot-ass girlfriend that's like, oh, let me suck your dick. He's like, I don't like this.
I don't find any of this enjoyable.
But essentially, he sits there, he tries to check in his crypto wallet. His woman gets mad at him. She throws his goddamn laptop overboard. He's not going to work on his vacation.
What are you gone nuts? You fucking crazy?
Wake up, Paul. Look round. It's beautiful.
Our main character's name is actually Paul. Paul, his girlfriend Barbara, Vicky, she's tanning on the boat, and then Howard. But mostly Paul and Barbara. You don't really have to care about the other two. Don't worry about them.
Are we going to die?
No, not us. We're survivors.
But that's when we first see the beautiful town of Imboca. And right behind that, you see the fastest moving storm ever recorded in human history. And they're just like, oh, a storm's coming. Can you imagine that? You see billowing over a tropical Spain island, and it's just the gates of hell opening up. Hey, got a weird storm coming in. The storm's rolling in. It's fucking insane. It's absolutely crazy. But you would never notice that because in the shots they use, the water is absolutely calm. They're freaking out. They're like, we gotta get over. We have to go. Calmest day they could have filmed on. I don't know what they could have done differently, but it always makes me laugh and smile. Through a series of events, Vicky goes downstairs to change during the middle of the storm. The boat crashes and uh-oh, she gets her leg stuck.
Vicky?
Dun, dun, dun. But now they're in a particular situation. Her leg is crushed. The only thing that they see is this mysterious town where no one's there. What's taking so long? Which that's another great part too. He goes back upstairs to the top of the dock, shoots out a flare, and is immediately frustrated that no one comes to save them.
Where the hell is everybody? Damn it!
Goddamn you, Paul. But luckily, Paul and Barbara move quick, and they take their life raft to the mysterious town to seek help. But once they get there, they're greeted by like a priest who speaks in Spanish. Paul disses him, and he's pretty much just like, I don't like this guy. He's a fucking pedophile. He's a creep. But the guy speaks English. So you're like, once again, God damn it, Paul. But this is where our heroes start to fuck up. Paul and Barbara split. And a rule numero uno in horror, you don't split up. You don't go your separate ways, because that's how they pick you off.
There's two possibilities. I come back an alive man, or I die and float in the ocean and become fish food.
And he takes his fucking glasses. He's like, yeah.
Two possibilities.
As Paul starts to depart away, he gets bumped barely by one of the fucking Blues Brothers on the goddamn boat. It gets his hand hooked by a golden hook, and it's really deep in there. It's a pretty disgusting, brutal little scene. But what we get next is something that's even more horrifying, which is the most awkward wave goodbye of all time. Just wave. What is this?
Bye-bye, I miss you.
Fuck you, Paul. Paul decides to go take a look at the boat, see if Vicky and Howard are okay, while Barbara goes into the town to go to a Super 8 motel or something. But what our heroes, Paul and Barbara, don't realize is that Vicky and Howard are having the goddamn time of their lives on that boat. Oops! They get attacked by bubbles. Howard, in a fit of blind rage, decides to gun down Vicky in the boat.
We're survivors.
It's fall! And I can practically smell the pumpkin in the air. Ah, I love it. And with the leaves falling and everything cooling down, you yourself could shed a few leaves yourself. That's right, it's a Manscaped ad, and I'm talking about balls. But that's not all Manscaped provides anymore. No. And the Platinum Package is here to prove that by upgrading your shower routine. It has the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker, and the Crop Preserver. Everything you love from the Performance Package with some shower swag added in. Just lather up the Ultra Premium Body Wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner and come out feeling refreshed and hydrated. Your hair and skin will thank you. And as a final touch, apply some of the Ultra Premium deodorant before you walk out the door and you're good to go. But the package doesn't stop there. Manscaped also threw in a pair of boxers and a shed travel bag to hold in all your goodies. So head over to Manscaped and tell them Papa sent you. If you use my promo code PAPAMEAT, you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video, and back to the video.
As we follow Barbara through the streets, she truly experienced poverty for the first time. It's pretty funny. She's like, what's wrong with these people? And they're just kind of like wet and wearing trench coats and doing really weird things. Granted, they're acting strange, but it just felt like a very rich person experiencing poverty for the first time. But luckily, right in the middle of town, every other building in the town is unmarked besides the giant pink neon hotel sign, which is, you know, chef's kiss to that. It's beautiful. As soon as Barbara gets into the hotel, you know, she asks for a room, she lights up a cigarette, and gets strangled. It's a nice way to just immediately be like, oh wait, no, these are actually bad people. We cut back to Paul on the boat. I mean, he gets there and it's just it's just blood. I mean, it's just blood all over the place. And he's like, it's kind of tiny. He goes in there and he's like looking in one room and he's like,
Howard? Vicky? Howard?
you can see that they're not there. But luckily, the thing that tips him off that something might be wrong, in this ocean of blood by this bed, he finds this towel and it has like blood splotches on it. And he's like, oh, jeez, I gotta get back to town. He goes back to town. The priest immediately lies to him and is just like, you know what? The police are on their way. I definitely didn't strangle your girlfriend, I promise. Why don't you head up to the hotel? He heads up to the hotel and goddamn it, you wouldn't, I mean, Paul is the most charismatic person in this whole film. He goes up to a Spanish-speaking person and in a frustration that they don't speak English, he says,
Rumo, please, upstairs,
the fucking biggest prick ever. And there's this poor man, and you can see his gills, but it just looks like he got stabbed in the neck like 3 times. So he's just like, hey, freak. Rumo, Telefono, Spaghetti-O. But luckily, the mutated freak gives him a key, and he's able to hop up to his beautiful, beautiful suite of a room, which he loves. And what's funny about this is he doesn't complain about his room the entire time. There's no electricity in the main room. The fucking bathroom's disgusting, and you hear him do like a, whoa. But it isn't until he sees like some bread, like some dirt in his bed, he's like, okay, well, fuck this.
I don't fucking think so.
This is where the movie gets really good. For the next about 40 minutes, it's going to be a non-stop chase scene with fish people. And goddamn it, I gotta tell you, it's beautiful. Watching Paul throw himself out windows, fucking scurry around like a little rat the whole time is just, it's so fun. Luckily, he's fed up with his room and he decides in this moment that he's had PTSD and he has a Vietnam War flashback.
Barbara?
I mean, Barbara's been gone for maybe 15 minutes, and he already is hallucinating. He's like, Barbara, is that you? I miss you. But it turns out to be the mermaid woman from earlier, and we get some of them dope early 2000s CGI. You like that? You like the PS1 graphics of the tentacles coming out of her mouth with that screech again? It's beautiful CGI, and if you don't like it, then you know what? There's the door. Go ahead and walk out. We're talking about Dagon. Lifetime quality guarantee. Basically, he has a stress dream, decides to pass out, wakes up, and he looks out his window, and there's a rave in town. A local EDM festival. He notices, he's like, huh? They point at him, and then the chase begins. There's a lot of, like, you know, the most awkward thing put on film in this movie, but definitely, I think the absolute peak of everything is we have the least tense locking scene I've ever seen in my life. He takes a tiny lock, which is, it's so small. It would do nothing to lock the door.
Can I help you?
Here's a quick pause. I think Stuart Gordon or Brian Usna was like, hey, what do fish people actually sound like? Maybe sea lions and dolphins. So you hear a lot of and whatever the fuck that is, you know what I mean? As he has this hectic moment of survival, he flings himself out a window, which would kill you. Paul should be dead. He shatters through like 6 planes of glass. Luckily, he doesn't cut himself. But in this nice little shack that he's in, he finds out that, remember Howard? Remember how he's the one who shot Vicky? Shoot him! They find his dead skin.
We're survivors.
He finds out that, this town is skinning people. There's all these fish people around him, but yet Paul's still like, oh my God, Howard, as loud as he possibly can.
Oh my God, Howard.
Alerting everybody. Luckily, he has some gasoline, he lights the freaks on fire, and somehow he's able to run through this crowd of people, even though he's the only person in the entire town with an extremely bright orange shirt. God damn it, Paul. You're a hero once again. But luckily, as he runs through the town with this, he runs into the only other normal man, which is a homeless man. A drunk homeless man who is the hardest to understand person in the entire film, and he gives the most exposition in the entire film.
I tell you secret.
So immediately, Ben sees this guy. He's clearly a normal man. He freaks out. He does this weird, like, potato sack walk with him. It looks borderline sexual, and I don't know if I like it. But he basically beats the shit out of the old man, drags him underneath this deal, and the old man basically confesses his entire life story in the most broken English way possible.
I am boy.
I'm just gonna give you some excerpts right now.
Son of fish, but no fish discover gold. No worship pistol. There is much fish and much gold.
Did you understand any of that? Here, let's do one more time and we can put just a couple subtitles up.
Then come, he say, he know God people go against God. He say, people fools.
Do you think the subtitles are correct? Do you think that we got it right? I bet you're questioning it now. It's very hard to understand. I'm gonna give you a very, very brief description of what happens. The town they live in was a fishing town. They prayed to God for fish, but it didn't come, so they found a millennium puzzle, threw it into the water. It summoned a Lovecraftian, Cthulhu, Dagon demigod who gave them golden fish. As that happened, they basically killed all the non-believers, and over time, the town has been turning into fish people. This right here. You like that? I used to have such beautiful hair. The homeless man takes him to a mansion where he can get keys to a car, which I don't know where he's supposed to drive. Where is he supposed to drive to? I just now thought of that. What is he going to do with the car? Is it supposed to he's going to go to drive to get police or something? I don't know. So the homeless man acts like a drunken fucking idiot. Paul, in another example of him being absolutely terrible, honks the horn, alerts everybody he has to run into a mansion, and he's running around being all sneaky, and he ends up in a room. Except this time, it's with the girl in his dreams, the mermaid woman. Oh, whoa, what a coincidence. And she knows, she says, I've been dreaming of you too. Kind of sounds like Dracula. I have been dreaming of you too, Paul. I miss you. So immediately Paul starts having sex with this woman. You would think, oh, you know what, maybe a bit of resistance. No, he's just like immediately starts having sex with her. And then once he finds out that she has gills and like slug legs, he's just like, oh God, and like runs out of the room. You're really fucking judgmental, Paul, for having such a dirty dick. But he runs outside, he kicks a dude in the nuts, grabs his car, and he's on his way. And he tries to run over like 3 fish people. Immediately crashes in the car he was looking for. God damn you, Paul. You were such a disappointment. Luckily, he runs up a hill to a mansion that's flooded with water. The Spaniard child is just like, papa, 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 papa. So jumping around. Papa, papa. Paul is borderline about ready to murder a child until the guy's fish dad comes up, spooks us. Uh-oh. The fish monster tries giving Paul a swirly, and Paul kills him. It's actually kind of sad because the kid's like, Daddy, Dad. And you're like, God damn, Paul, could you not have just like run away like you did everybody else? You son of a bitch. To be fair, the guy did put him in like poop water. Luckily, Paul runs out. He's almost home free, but ooh, you get the Looney Tunes classic gag. A giant butterfly net catches him. Don't you hate when that happens? He gets clubbed in the face and he wakes up. God damn it, wouldn't you believe Barbara's still alive?
It's me. It's Barbara.
She's still alive. And she's like, oh, Paul, Vicky's still alive. Remember Vicky? You probably thought she was dead. You probably thought she got gunned in the back of the head. Nope, she's alive, and she's missing her leg. And luckily, the Santa Claus homeless man is still alive with us, and don't worry, you still can't understand him.
He fuck her.
Basically, Vicky finds out that she might have fish people inside her, so she fucking seppukus herself like an elder samurai. It's actually very honorable. I was like, you probably could have just, like, slit your own throat. I mean, that would be a terrible way to die. And wouldn't you know that, god damn it, Barbara gets taken away again. I think, and it's funny looking back at it now because Barbara so far has had probably 8 minutes of screen time, but we get to one of the most brutal scenes in the movie. The old homeless man is chained up and he has nice little golf ball titties. Actually, they look like little tennis balls draped in old skin. He looks very good. He has a nice big belly. And they fucking skin his face. Martin Scarelli, the wax man, the priest, whatever, skins his face with golden tools, and it's brutal. I mean, they really don't hold any punches. I mean, you really get to see that shit. And he's like saying stuff, but you have no idea what he's saying.
No, these people don't. I don't want.
Right before they're about to fucking skin Paul, the mermaid woman comes up that wanted to fuck him earlier in a nice Victorian wheelchair. And she's like, bibbidi bobbidi bobbidi bobbidi. And Paul's still like, no, dude, I'm not having sex with you. And she's like, fine, fuck you. And like goes off. And the people come back in to skin him. But he like gets around him or is able to get out of the way and he fucking kills all of them. I mean, very quick too. He's kind of like it's like a badass situation. He's like,
You want this face, motherfucker? Come take it.
stabs Martin Scarelli. Rip to the pharmaceutical king himself. Paul decides to head back into town. Now he's tasted blood. He needs more. So he walks into a church, and luckily he walks through a random bookcase and finds his way into an underground tunnel. And basically you see all the people wearing all the skin from earlier, all the skin suits. It's a sacrifice that's about to happen. And god damn it, Barbara's naked. You're not gonna be able to see it. There's no way I could put it up. But a bloody Barbara is put up, and she's about ready to be sacrificed to Dagon.
Dagon!
And they lower her body into the pit, and Paul scares the guy, rotating the body into the water. It spooks him, so he lets go of it, and she goes into the pit like 10 times faster, which is a pretty fun way to be like, I'm here to save you, and then just... Luckily, Paul starts setting people on fire, tries to roll Barbara back in, but she's covered in tar cum. I think it's like black semen or something, because she's like pregnant. She's like, kill me, Paul, kill me. And he's like, why? When we can get out of here, I'm here to save you. And she's like, no, I want you to kill me. We have a PS1 Dagon come out of the water and do a nice little rip. Which, it's like if he just banged her or whatever, or she has like Dagon come inside of her, why would he want her to die? Unless it's just like he likes that. If he likes eating his tar cum. But essentially, Paul sits there, he finds out that he's the son of of a demigod or something, and that the mermaid chick's his sister.
We had different mothers, but the same father. We are children of Dagon.
We have this beast that's, he's been living the whole time. He's just as bad as the fucking homeless guy. You can't hear anything he says. But Paul does his final and most epic binary system thing, and he's like, no possibilities. Luckily, a PS1 graphic mermaid girl tackles him off and hits into the ocean. And you're probably thinking, man, Paul went out in a blaze of glory. No, he learns he has gills. He's all burnt up. He looks like fucking Freddy Krueger in the water. He's like basically accepts his fate and he just swims into the hole that you see at the beginning. And that's the movie. Literally, that's the end of the movie. This movie may seem stupid. It may seem like a movie where you're like, what the fuck? I mean, this sounds terrible. It's not actually scary. Sometimes horror movies aren't meant to scare you. Sometimes it's the environment, the atmosphere that captures you that is supposed to be horrific, but is presented in such a slapstick, stupid way that it's more entertaining than a fucking brilliant movie. And it just goes to show that, like, with little budget and just, like, a really fun idea, you can make such a memorable, fucking cool movie that did absolutely terrible in the box office. I mean, it did not perform well, but I cannot recommend it enough. You have, if you're wanting to wonder, like, oh, what should I watch this Halloween season? Fucking throw up Dagon and have a good time. Like, have some drinks, you know, fucking smoke some fucking weed, do whatever you have to. Get in a nice, chill place. A nice place of being a little buzzed and enjoy Dagon, because it is an absolute treat. It's a treat! Thank you all so much for watching today, and also let you know I am on Cameo until October 31st. It's only for a bit, and it's to buy a Ronald McDonald statue, a bench statue, okay? That's Dad's Christmas gift early. So $10 will get you a nice little message from me in my human form, not this fish form. It's beautiful, but I can't stay like this forever. Or you can pay $200 and I'll make you a nice little cartoon for one of my characters. Also, I just want to say thank you for Sig Neutron. I'll leave his Instagram down below. He did all this fucking makeup and it looks super rad. And I think that it just, I hope to do more stuff like this in the future because this was just tons of fun. I really enjoy it. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your, hey, have a spooky rest of your day, right? Watch fucking Dagon and have a good day. Bye. So happy that fall's back in town. I got the fucking pumpkin cream on my chai tea latte. Shit. And this is probably gonna end up in the ocean and fucking kill a turtle. That's the real horror. That's the real Dagon horror. That's the real fish horror. It's fucking this chai tea latte is gonna fucking end up fucking braining a turtle in the ocean, dude.